interested to see if we get similar opening routes or some diversions. We'll just have to wait and see.
Both of them starting at Link's house. The standard opener in these glitch modes is doing Link's house into checking the island here because you can actually get it right away. And some people will also go for the bridge because you can get that right away too.
Just some bombs down there, so we're not going to see that. The funny auto walk to the Hylia Island is one of my favorites. I don't know why. It's just it feels very satisfying.
I liked what Twin did there. She saw she was getting some bad RNG from the guard. And if you walk in front of the guard, he backs up to aim at you. And then he's on the bridge, so you can manip him a little bit. I like to call it bribing the guard because it looks like you're handing him off some money to leave you alone.
And nice book in Sanctuary.
Sorry, I got a little distracted by that thing floating across the screen.
Oh, yeah. The emote overlay.
Keep glitching.
Nice bomb. So one of the things that we all, as mentees, learned in the first week or two, which was OWG assured, was, put off CAC. You can, there's so many better things to do. You can go up the mountain, you can go to South Shore. But then we had our swords taken away. and suddenly...
and then you're up the mountain, three heart spiral cave is staring you in the face, and you're like, why am I here? I'm gonna die.
Exactly.
I do believe there was a bottle on Lumberjack. It's really unlikely to be required in this seed. There's a lot you can do before you ever need to do Lumberjack. So pretty much if you see the item and it's not immediately required, you probably don't need it. And I say probably because we did have a seed with Mirror there, which is an item that's not usually required in HMG.
Yeah, that one was interesting. It's sort of like seeing the mushroom on Lumberjack.
Yeah.
Or powder on Ped, right? Like, this might be a thing. Ooh. We'll have to wait and see.
Well, we're just talking about Ped, but look at where Twin is right now.
Hey, we're either gonna kill the dream early or up the stress level of this seed considerably.
Killing the dream.
Aww. Sad.
So Twin will probably hit Kakariko now because being here puts you... Okay, never mind. She's just committing to the mountain. It's a hard commit. Makes sense, though, because this is how you, get out in NMG.
Yeah.
She might still be doing... Oh, she hasn't done this yet.
Oh, she just never did this. Okay.
Meanwhile, Gylgamesh not finding a whole lot here in the well. He needs to pick up some cash. Doesn't have quite enough to farm if he doesn't find anything here.
Yeah, it's sort of that. I need $10 out of a chest here, please. Twin gonna be in a similar situation.
If you don't get any money in chests, you need to come in with 50 rupees. Looks like Gylgamesh made it, though. And the sword. We can pretend it's a shard sword now and start doing normal things like Spiral Cave.
Yeah, exactly.
And South Shore and not expect to die to dead rocks.
And we're at red mail already, so here's hoping for an early moon pearl and an early mirror. Lots of protection in CAC. Sword, 2 mail upgrades. None of the things you kind of hope to see in CAC when you go there early, though. No bottle, no flute, no powder. So there are a number of potentially isolated things there now.
I would hazard, though, that the people who are going to Kakariko early aren't necessarily looking for those things. They're here because they want to find the sword in the mail and some hearts to survive the other stuff. And orphaning one location is almost negated by orphaning more locations.
Sure, yeah.
I've heard people say things like orphans love company. And that means that you can come back with the excuse of I haven't killed Lamo yet and do all the stuff you left behind here.
Right. That makes a lot of sense. Fix, that's quite the deal. Should probably click on. Oh, it's gone. I've been playing almost nothing but glitch modes, and I think a lot of these, my fellow mentees are in the same boat. Of we've just been really grinding out the OWG HMG for the last 8 weeks or so. And I joined Mystery Ladder for the first time in months last night, and was so sad when I got to Desert and saw a key on the torch and didn't have the boots.
Oh, it's funny, yeah. The thing being the boots that's missing, that we've just been taking for granted. I mean, you could just go casual boots for the rest of your life if you really want them.
We just need glitch logic for every mode.
When is remembering how to do this clip. She's getting at least the steps that don't softlock her, except that one.
Oh,
she had to tap towards the boy instead of away from the boy.
Yeah, it's the reverse controls with the collision kick it's tricky.
It's a thing you learn as an instinct, but it's not intuitive at first. You have to kind of rewire your brain to thinking instead of I'm going in this direction to think I'm pushing in this direction.
Right.
And you imagine Link pushing himself out of the wall, then it makes a little bit more sense. So Twin says no to Desert. She doesn't have a whole lot to do here anyway. She can come back later with the glove and maybe get an advantage back from that soft lock. The book, of course, is checkable, but maybe it's required and she'll have to come back with the sword anyway. We'll find out pretty soon from Gylgamesh.
Such a luxury to have a sword on the way up the mountain, too. So nice. Did we see Gil check the tablet yet? I was distracted by something.
And I think Gil did Nagina first. And then we'll be doing this last. Almost. Oh, Gil. Okay, maybe I'm wrong. Okay. Maybe he did check it. It's also possible he just didn't and forgot.
I know something, a mentality that a lot of, I don't think this applies to this situation. I think Gil is fine with the rightward moving teleports, but I know a philosophy that a lot of the mentees, myself included, have been taking on is, I know there's a way to do this thing in this glitched way, but I also know that I'm bad at it, and I'd be better off just coming back and doing it later when I have a better kit for it.
Yeah, that's perfectly fine, especially in a
I'll leave
bracket
myself
race.
muted if I'm
I
getting
was
restrained.
telling people not to do that in the mentor races because they only get 6 of those, and
Right.
it's the best time to learn how to do the stuff that's hard. But
Right.
you can do whatever you're comfortable with in mentor, like in brackets. Twin's doing a little bit of item counting in here, finding out. Apparently, she has the big key and the small key.
Okay, so we're gonna find out early if that small key can be spent safely. It's very easy to get into the mindset of, oh, I have the small key and therefore I have access to swamp until the seed comes along that sort of smacks you in the face and says, not always, not necessarily.
The Twin is again an experienced NMG runner, so she should be okay with this Fighter Sword Moldorm fight. We joked a little bit about assured sword overworld glitches, just having Fighter Sword Moldorms every time because you almost always have access to it. But a little less common in HMG when you're not guaranteed to have the big key to climb, and you're also not starting with a sword.
Right. Go ahead and hit the safety switch, which is smart. No reason to make this any more dangerous than it needs to be.
This sword on Ice Rod Cave, though. It gets the bomb jump second try. I didn't catch whether the second item was found in the compass chest.
I believe it was a compass.
Okay.
I could be wrong, though.
Nice fight.
Right as Twin knocks out the worse than NM. Well, I guess she has red mail, but other than that, worse than NMG Moldorm. Gil showing us that there's nothing on Zora Ledge, and Zora himself just doesn't exist, as I believe Gil would say.
Yep. Well, Zora doesn't think you exist either if you don't show up with 500 rupees.
This is true.
Also, I think Twin didn't get hit at all in Moldorm. Is that right? So the red mail is just for purely for comfort.
All right, and I think we saw the new DMA from Twin. We're going to see a Lumberjack DMA from Gil, so showing us off a couple different ways to get up the mountain without gloves.
Yeah, I've noticed runners fall into a pretty strong preference for one or the other and tend to stick to it. It's almost like evenly split how many prefer one or the other. Those 300 rupees in Spec Rock might actually be worth getting. And I see Twins going for it. Because she hasn't done South Shore yet, and she could Houlihan and then get enough money for Zora, which Gylgamesh, left behind for probably the rest of the seed.
Gil just needs to dash turn right here. I think he thinks, again, this is something I notice we do a lot as mentees, is think that something is a lot more precise than it is.
Some of that is the fault of the guides, and I can say that because I made most of them. Is that I'll just say go here and then dash turn right, but I won't say go here just means approximately here, or if it means
within this radius of 4 pixels,
B216, I've tried to get a little better about that by actually listing the range of coordinates that work, but only the newer guides have that, and some of the ones not made by me.
And I think the way that I've learned how which ones are, flexible and which ones are hard lock risks is by running a ton of practice seeds and trying to force myself to do things without looking them up. and just realizing like, oh yeah, no, this one's fine, and oh nope, this one, if I go 1 pixel too high, I infinity scroll.
Gil will also be climbing. It's hard to resist climbing when you have basically very rare access to the top and you have a master sword.
Yeah, and it's
how
a
many
crystal,
times?
and yeah.
How many times have I done this and then found hookshot? It's so common.
Yeah. Yep.
At least they'll have both done it. Twin's showing why you want something for Spiral Cave. Like literally anything. The last thing you want to be doing in Spiral Cave is dancing with the Moldorms throwing bombs.
Yeah. So I was paying a little closer attention. We had the compass and compass chest and a piece of heart in the big chest in Hera. I didn't notice on Twin's side if an item dropped on Moldorm or not.
We can look now.
Yeah.
Surely one of us will notice.
Surely.
The thing with this Hera small key is you really want to spend it in Swamp and not Hera, but the logic only expects you to spend it in Hera. And it's actually possible to softlock your seed if you don't know what you're doing with that key. If you spend it in Swamp and don't have a plan to get it back, the Meyer medallion in Hera basement can lock itself. So it is a map, which means
There's an item in the
there.
basement. Yep. Fun stuff.
Not accessible yet. Yeah, the real troll is when it's like the hook shot. Hook shot in Hera basement, hook shot in Swamp. Those are all pretty terrible.
Yeah.
Just like more than usual. Sure, hook shot in Swamp is bad in open. Wait until you hear H&G hook shot in Swamp.
Right, yeah. With the big key on Moldorm. Ugh.
And hook shot in Hera might as well be a hook shot in Swamp and HMG if you're not getting the big key.
Yeah.
Gwen's going back to Desert, but she has a bottle this time, so she can trick sick kid and see. This is what I mean by Orphans Love Company.
Yep. Yeah, don't skip individual checks. Skip big
Skip
chunks
the whole
of
thing.
things.
You skip all of them
Yeah.
or skip none of them. It's a fine balance to strike. You could say, oh, I don't want to do any of this because I haven't found shovel yet. But, like, that's the extreme of you might just never find it and then you're never going there. And you might as well be orphaning all those checks at that point because that's basically what you're doing.
So it looks like Gil is, if you're just joining us, it looks like Gil is substantially behind, but Gil has already done all these desert area things. So Gil and Twin are sort of just retracing each other at this point.
I would argue that Gil's actually a little ahead. Gil has done South Shore as well, and Twin hasn't.
Oh, yeah,
But
yeah.
Twin has checked Petch. Twin just has a little bit more information and is positioned to get things Gil skipped. For example, we'll have money for Zora, and I don't even. Neither of us noticed Gil checking Bombo's tablet, so that's another one that we might see.
Right. May have just not realized he had the book when he was there.
Or we just didn't notice.
Desert has so many opportunities to be frustrating in this mode because it's basically overworld, and it can either be extremely smooth or a lot of back and forth for a map.
Yeah, the thing is, it's like you just know your opponent's gonna do the same thing you do, so I consider
Yeah, that's
Desert to be a neutral time check. I never feel bad about how Desert goes.
Gil is coming out of here. I'm not sure where he's headed next. He doesn't have money for Zora.
Oh, he doesn't have money for Zora, you're right. Has he not checked the island? Maybe he missed that.
No, he checked it on his way in. He maybe he just didn't mark it and he's double checking.
This looks like he's going back to the west, which...
Oh, he has a moon pearl?
He has a moon pearl?
Yeah, I think...
Oh, it's on South Shore. Oh, I would just save and quit to get back here.
Yeah.
There's no way this is faster. Even with a normal mountain climb. 10 arrows and tablet. Okay, thanks, Sleevey.
I definitely
And we have our first map check with the green pendant skull and pendant Hera and pod. I did not. I said that wrong. Yeah. Thieves.
Yeah, pendant thieves and pod. It is. We have ourselves an HMG seed.
Yeah, it was true. Classic HMG seed where pendant pod has everything.
My bracket race this morning had Moon Pearl on Lumberjack with the required second sword in Pendant Pod to get access to Aga.
Of course, but you can skip the second sword. Using...
What? Oh, shot block.
Yeah. No. There's a clip. I'll show you later.
Okay.
It's called River Clip. It's done in the speedrun early silvers. It's all actually just straight up done in the speedrun now, I think. But
I'm glad my opponent also didn't know that.
I would still want the sword. Skipping Skipping a logical sword isn't always ideal. If it was the cape, then sure.
Exactly. Yeah. If it had been the cape, no way of knowing, obviously.
Yeah, that's a scene where I would have been at a disadvantage because I would just not get that sword. It's just a moon pearl. Okay, yeah, that's fair. I would have just not gotten the moon pearl.
Listen, we talked about it afterwards. There was only one bottle available. If there had been more, we both had been considering shenanigans.
Ooh, so we got rods. Both rods for Gilgamesh. Found one in Super Bunny Cave. Twin just got her first one at South Shore. This is a tricky one because Twin doesn't hover, and Gilgamesh does. I'm going to say that because Gilgamesh just killed a Bari that you only kill when you hover. But when you don't hover, it's hard to convince yourself to go to Super Bunny Cave.
I don't know for sure, but I think Gil is a I will try. Yep, oh, yeah. Gil is a I will always try hovering it once to get practice in a race setting.
That's fair.
I'm the same way. Like if I'm here, I'll try it once, and then sometimes like 1 out of 20 times I hit it. I think Gil's similar.
Who needs 2 rupees? I think Twin would be even less likely to go to Hookshot Cave just because of the lack of glove. It's a little tricky to get there. And speaking of tricky, Gilgamesh is having a little trouble with this off-screen portal. That's a movement that you just have to watch other people do. Oh, keep cutting grass, Twin. You need one more. Gilgamesh is doing Death Mountain Descent, but he's this isn't gonna work because he's not screen fixed. His camera being offset means that transition isn't actually there where it's supposed to be, so it's just a solid wall underneath him.
Right, and I think, like you said, right, this is where it comes down to this being the first unmentored race, right? Like I definitely had a lot of those, like, wait a minute, that's not how this works, and there's no one, you're not in my ear saying, wait, stop, correct your camera.
Yeah. If I saw you there, I'd say, never mind, we're super jumping.
Right, exactly, yeah.
I can't believe Twin just went here with 499 rupees, expecting it to work out, and it did. Maybe she knows that the crabs drop money or something.
Ooh, unfortunately, I'm not sure Gil knows what the issue was, or maybe this is a super jump now.
No, he's super jumping. Good, okay. No,
he's not sure what the issue was. Yeah, that was again an attempt at a DMD, but
both the wrong slope and that was the right slope for super jump, but the wrong input for it. And Zora turning up just 20 rupees for Twin. I would have actually maybe picked those up because she's pretty poor now. She actually can't do a dig game.
All right, good. We're getting a camera correction here from Gil.
It's okay. We don't have to pick Kiki in this mode, at least.
Yeah.
I hope that Twin gets her Fire Rod, but it's really hard to justify going to East Death Mountain when you don't have Hookshot. Some people will just do it to counter hovering opponents. Some people will do it because they saw that Thieves Town and Skullwoods are pendants and said, never mind, I don't actually want to go that way. Alright, Gylgamesh successfully makes it off the mountain.
Yeah.
The thing to know...
Sorry, go
ahead. When you're in these races and you're feeling really nervous, which everyone is going to be on their first unmentored race, and you think it's the end of the world when you soft lock, just understand your opponent's soft locking too. Like, it's gonna happen to both of you.
Yeah, exactly.
See, like, Twin made it down the mountain first try, and she probably didn't even think of that as being an advantage in this race. She's just probably assuming everyone knows how to do that, but, like, everyone knows how to do different things.
Right. Yeah, I think in my first bracket race, I was doing the, like, the Link's House Dark World Portal hammerless escape thing, and it took me like 3 or 4 different tries because each time I was getting one piece of it wrong. Sort of what happened to Gil there, and that's the point of a mentor tournament, is having someone walk you through it, and then there are certain things that you got to learn on your own by doing them wrong first.
I have instilled in my mentees the one and done habit of doing this check first, and if it's an item, you leave. But you actually hope it's a key so you can keep going, but do it more efficiently than someone who goes to the middle first. So Twin gets the safe outcome of it's a key. And the flippers are here. That's required.
Flippers.
Gylgamesh is here too. He's doing back to front because he has the Fire Rod. And Twin just gets the second item, so she'll just leave. As long as it's not green pendant, she saves time by not having Fire Rod here.
Yeah.
She is thinking like, oh, I need to leave, but you can't just death warp willy-nilly in glitch modes because it'll kick you out of the Dark World. It's a vanilla behavior of the game. So she has to walk out. But look how much time Gylgamesh is losing if green pendant isn't something required, because we already know Ped's dead.
And interestingly, Gil does not know that, I don't think. I'm pretty sure.
Gil does not know pedestal.
Yeah.
And at this point, you know, you see what your pendants are. They're actually pretty easy to get. We're just a couple items away from pod. Twin still on 19 rupees. She needs 1 for chess game, I think. No, she needs...
I think chess game's 30. She needs 11. Yeah.
She's gonna walk in and talk to the man and get a dialogue. At least he tells you how much.
Yeah.
That's that 20 rupees she didn't get from Zora.
And I know that, you know, because of what you were just talking about, right, where death warps are not something you can safely do. Pendant Thieves Town, you know, it makes a lot of sense to walk away from it, but I think we might see her. Yeah, we're gonna see her do front 4 and at least hope for some money, if nothing else. And
yeah, she might do the whole thing. Who knows? My philosophy about Mirrorless Thieves Town is I'm either doing the front 4 or I'm doing either doing the whole thing or I'm not doing it at all.
Yeah.
If it's a pendant. If it's front 4 has like 3 items and a key, I might walk out, but usually I'm gonna continue on. But like she's not finding anything here, so continue on just seems better.
Oh, we had the triple muffins dash sea house from Twin. Chat noticing, I missed that.
Twin is probably berating herself about that too. She knows better. But the problem is that you can't just be completely on the NMG side the whole time you're doing randomizer because there's just so much more to think about. Well, okay, 2 items, map and big key.
Yeah.
You might keep going just because you don't have the small key yet. She's having a crisis.
Yeah.
I would be too. Like, do you walk out? Do you keep going? Still don't have money for a chess game. I would keep going. She's gonna leave. How the heck is she gonna get money? I know there's some fivers in here, but I don't think that's.
Yeah, you can't even do arrow game. You need 20 for arrow game. You can't do dig game. I think of the 3 options: keep going, save and quit,
just
or
don't
walk
leave.
out. Yeah.
Yeah. So
anything
chess
but
game
this.
is just dead. I think. I think
So
she
I mean, she can go to
losses.
Stumpy and hype. That's all she has.
Oh yeah, she can't do dig game either. And she doesn't know how to do like the strat for arrow game. Oh, the repeat.
Oh no.
It's okay. She doesn't know the arrow game strat. She's thinking about Miner
Got it.
Shed,
Yeah.
which is probably good to get this on the way. I guess we'll find out really soon if it's anything. Because Gylgamesh is on the way. But yeah, this is a tough place to be. We can't even stun prize. It's a good point. Twin doesn't like the glitch rain. She turns it off.
All right, we got a muffin stash from Gil also.
And we got a Bombos tablet, or sorry, Bombos 4 Misery Mire. 100 rupees. So,
Of course.
It's not easy.
Do you go back for dig game, or do you leave it to come back to with chess game and back of thieves when
that's hard.
everything else is gone, right?
That is hard. It's just money. It's good.
Oh man, chess game was money also though, so it could have, if she'd had the
It wouldn't have been enough. She'd get a refund of 20 rupees. The 100 is random. They don't both get that.
Oh, is it? Oh.
Yeah,
okay.
The first one is random, and the second one is just the item. All right, useless medallion from Stumpy. I like Twin just not doing these checks. It's that Orphans Love Company thing again. Like,
yeah.
This is keeping chess game alive for her. Let's see what Gylgamesh does when he gets here. There's the money.
Oof.
Oof.
Feels so bad.
It feels bad because, like, having enough money for Zora is supposed to be an advantage, but
yeah.
In this case, it set her back by quite a bit because she had the opportunity to spend that money. The hookshot's good though because it'll get her back to where the fire rod is on East Death Mountain.
Yeah.
And when you see her pausing like that, I think she's just tracking the items. Even though it looks like she's like thinking.
Also, not in logic yet, but she could just full clear swamp.
Oh, yeah, I guess so. But it's risky.
I apologize. I had my mic.
My
muted,
medallion
so I
could be in
currently
hair
being
basement.
streamed, over on Pix's channel. But Josh, thank you for the
There
raid.
are ways to do that where you like steal a key into Hera.
If you'd like to continue
basically
watching
get a
this,
refund on
I
your
would
key.
recommend going over to Pix's channel. It's fine. I didn't have it marked
By stealing
'cause
it from
I,
Left Side Swamp.
I didn't. Hit,
But it's
we
slow.
came in a
It's
little
not
hot
something
on
you'll
this
ever
race,
do,
but,
realistically.
It also,
if I'm not talking, that's why I'm probably going to go back on mute again.
because you'd have to go all the way there and not open any chests, because otherwise you risk. Well, no, I guess you could use the big key on the Hera big key on the Swamp big chest.
I like Twins doing Tomb Raider after getting hookshot. Another 300 rupees. Dang.
So rude.
They had to be somewhere. We've actually seen 3 of them now. So I think this might be East Death Mountain for Twin. And she can do more of Hookshot Cave than Gylgamesh.
He will also continue to catfish, probably.
Oh, right. Wait, did Gylgamesh save and quit out of...
He save and quit out of Hookshot Cave,
That's bold.
It may have... It's either bold or it's a... frustrating. Like, I've done that before, right? Where my plan includes the whole route, and then part of it goes wrong, and I'm like, dang it. And I start thinking so much about what I'm doing next that I forget to finish the route.
I think Twin may have autopiloted down the mountain. I actually did that literally today. So, you know, it happens to everyone. That's an interesting little teleport there. Good thing it wasn't like a full up, because that will actually just shove you in the wall in a bad way. Gylgamesh in Back of Thieves is killing blind with 0 keys, which means that the big chest is a key. So this is both hammer locked and not going to orphan an item, but we also know it's not anything because it's just a pendant, and Twin already checked pet. But right. Gylgamesh can like almost
again doesn't know that, right? Yeah, he doesn't know that. He might just be thinking, might as well get the checks and, you know.
I think I could predict that Gylgamesh will be the first person to go into pendant pod.
I mean, makes sense.
I don't see anything on Gil's tracker.
No, I didn't see him pick up anything in there either.
What's interesting though is like Twin could have like saved and quit out of Back of Thieves after getting blind cell. She was... Oh, there's a sword there.
Oh no.
Well, she did leave it behind, I think, with the idea that she would come back for it. So I think she might be looking up a guide for Hookshot Cave. And there could just be another sword out there. Twin is definitely more comfortable on NMG equipment. So, like, she doesn't need the red mail, but the tempered sword is a big help for her.
Yeah. Nice. That was a good pixel for that. She just needs to dash perfect and perfect. Nice.
All right, this is Twin's chance to get a big advantage over Gil, because I don't see Gil coming back here anytime soon. Well, maybe he just does it next, who knows. But...
Where was the hook shot?
It was in Hive Cave.
Oh, right.
Heart piece. Heart. She doesn't need those.
I would say she maybe even actively doesn't want them.
Yeah, no mirror. Well, that's unfortunate, but at least she doesn't have to come back. She saves time over doing it twice, at least. And the important thing is it gets her to her fire rod. And then, of course, there's catfish. And catfish is the thing you would do here, because you don't want to go into TR with nothing. At least you know this is an item. You can go into TR and find 2 keys and just be stuck. Just money. None of these things that should be advantages for Twin have been turning up advantages. Okay, where does she go now? Is this, we should do the escape? Saw's Closet, maybe? Saw's Closet is really easy to just not do once you have your pearl. I wonder if she'll also dive eastern. Gylgamesh is doing a flipper's swimming route to East Dark World. In case he watches this back, I just want to let him know that you can clip through... Oh, we'll talk about that in a second. You can clip through the railing near the Hammerpigs Bridge, just doing a sword out hook speed clip, and just dump in that water there, and it's a lot faster. But Twin just found the hammer in Saw's closet. I'm surprised she chooses to keep going to Eastern, despite having found something that should be an advantage. She tends to forget about GT, and maybe she's just not thinking about GT.
I was literally about to say, it doesn't really open anything, and no, of course it does. It opens 15 checks. Yeah.
It's a decent amount. She could climb it if it's not cane locked. Oh, no, she can't. No bow. Well, maybe something will be here. Gylgamesh also in a new place. This is our first uncle check. The seed. Twin finding 4 out of 5 300 rupees. Just knife in the gut there.
Amazing.
Boomerang from the uncle. So nothing exciting there. Yeah, swap is a little more appealing, but it's still risky. I wouldn't do it until Meyer Medallion, when I don't have a free key.
Yeah, I mean, it is possible now to save scum to set up a save scum for the Hera basement. They have a fire source. If they really had nothing else appealing to do, they could confirm that they do or do not need that small key and then go full clear swamp.
That is true. I like to do stuff like that when I'm looking for a progressive item like a bow, so I could see Gylgamesh maybe thinking about that. Twin obviously just doing Eastern without the bow, so the advantage wouldn't be as strong for her. But you know what? If this is what gets her the hammer, it's still an advantage. Yeah. Gylgamesh might just never get that if the bow is behind the hammer.
Yeah, exactly. If the bow is hammer locked, then it could just be a while.
I like Twin's use of the hookshot in this dark room. I don't know if I've ever done that.
Oh, that's a good point. Gil has the green pendant, so that'll bring him to the hammer at some point. And it looks like that point will be right now.
All right, so Twin finding nothing in Eastern. Hopefully remembers that the hammer unlocks GT. She doesn't get to do Spike Cave on the way down for a couple of reasons. The main one being the lack of a glove, but also no Invince items, so you can't walk out. She's going to Pod. Okay, she looks like she was trying to go to Pod. Maybe I'm wrong. Gylgamesh turned in the green pendant for just a heart piece, so that is safe for Twin to leave behind forever.
Yeah. Yeah, she is going to Pod.
Yeah, I could see the little stutter stepping she was going for the Kiki Yeet. Sometimes it feels like it just doesn't work for some reason. It just happens. So I was wrong about... Oh, they're doing it together. Oh my god. Maybe. Or maybe Gylgamesh goes to GT. Yeah, this is GT for Gil. You know if Gil is a mimic clipper?
I don't. Oh, top of my head.
I'd be interested to see if we can pay attention to the item count in Pod. If Twin is leaving anything behind on Helmasaur.
Yeah.
So it'd be really nice for her in this case if there's no item there and she can safely leave it forever, and Gylgamesh does it for Ped. That would give her some time
Yeah.
I don't want to say time back. I don't know if she's behind, but missing that sword is definitely a blow if another one doesn't show up.
Right. Speaking of counting items, Gil finding 2 small keys in Hope Room, so...
okay.
And chat confirming he does mimic clip, so if he finds the big key, the climb is intensifying.
Oh, there's a glove here, too. That opens up Ice Palace. So the flippers put the entry into logic, and everything else inside is accessible, and there's a bow here, too. This is why I like to do GT. It's just full of density.
Yeah. That's 1 item so far in pod for Twin, heart container.
And Twin should be familiar with the rules of pod, where when you can skip a lock side in HMG. I think she needs 1 more item, though, to be able to skip that.
Yeah.
She needs this one to not be a key. And it's a key, so she has to keep going. Does she have anything in her bottles?
She only has 1. I think it was a fairy, so she's gonna say she's just gonna continue to the back and.
Okay.
I mean, logically, there could still be stuff back there, right?
Okay.
He has plenty of keys.
It's not a bow-locked pod, necessarily.
Yeah, like, so Turtles and U-Room are both in logic because she has the fire rod.
I'm curious if Gil takes that bow. Obviously, he'll do Eastern, but I'm wondering if he'll also go into pod to get that last pendant. Dang, there's a bottle of the green potion that probably Twin would have liked for PCU.
Yeah.
I don't actually know if Twin knows PCU. It's not really in... That's not a room you visit in any speedrun. In any way. You just don't go there.
Right side, the bow lock side?
Yeah.
Yeah, the camera unlock, yeah.
I don't even think it's in any of the big glitch speedruns. In fact, the glitch speedruns have been doing less and less of pod as time goes on. They don't even get hammer anymore. Oh, Gil gets Helmud. Well, Twin has the option to do big chests, so she's not leaving that behind.
I'm gonna try and pay attention when she pause buffers here to see if there's a dungeon item left.
She's not gonna be able to hammer you up.
There is, okay.
She
Yeah,
just
she picked up that item, yeah.
It's just too bad because that was a really nice setup. But look at that diagonal blast. That was the... Hopefully she recognizes. She needs to know that that's not a super tile transition.
I mean, fortunately, she'll be forced into it because the bridge won't come back.
Probably the best thing for her is, just go out through Harmless Hallway. And now she's done the transition. And now she can do the hammer jump from the direction she's used to, which... Oh, another useless medallion. Cool. So hard when you're like 1 pixel off. But when you move up and down, it goes like 2 pixels.
Yeah, I try to do like an upright.
That was off. Yeah, trying to do 1-frame diagonals is really hard, in my opinion. Because the diagonal has to be clean and you have to do it 1 frame.
There could still be an item on the right side of pod, I believe. There could be a small key. There is a small key, and there could be a... could be an item. Could be the map. We won't know.
Oh, there's a glove here, too. I'm gonna laugh if there's also a bow, because that would be pretty hilarious. She might be pulling up a map.
Yeah, I think that makes a lot of sense. I still pull up a map for Dark Maze.
I do too.
I've been playing Rando for almost 2 years now. I just have one open in tab every time I...
If I'm in a race, any race with stakes, I always just have these up before I even start.
Yeah.
If I'm just in a pickup race, I just, whatever. If I get lost, I'll pull it up, but... Oh, it's a 5-key pod? Ooh, good observation on that one. That also means it's bow locked and bow won't be back here. Hopefully she'll just remember GT exists.
It could be the second bow back here, because the GT bow is...
Oh, right, the GT bow's in logic.
Yeah. I think she was at the chest. Sometimes you just have to wiggle back and forth a little bit.
And you have to be facing up, and she might lose track of which way she's facing. Is she going for the top chest or the bottom chest?
She is going for the top chest, but she, I think, is a little lost. I think she got stuck in that dead end.
Oh, I hate that dead end. I've been stuck there before, too. This is the worst feeling.
Yeah.
I think she's backtracking to a known quantity, which is what I would do in this situation. So Gil is really hoping that Bombos isn't just in right side GT. Because all he needs is Bombos and Kane. Making Swamp even less appealing, because Swamp can be Bombos and Kane locked.
Man.
Dang, if I were Twin, I just, actually at this point, I would just take the glove and leave.
Yeah, especially since this could still be a map.
Yeah, or a map, whatever, the one that's missing. I understand wanting to leave with the peace of mind of knowing if there's an item on the boss. She might just die here. Okay, yeah. Save and quit. Alright, what's my rule? What's my rule, Doc? When you find the glove, back of escape.
Yeah, I think you're right, Tam. I think she was... Sometimes when you get to the chest in the dark, you're off-center enough that it won't count, and you have to just sort of wiggle.
Twin knows my rule. The other bows are the top
never
of
mind.
GT.
Both bows are just in GT. Cool.
Oh, the lamp is... Oh, no. So that's...
Once again, that feels so bad.
But also, Twin should know that... Well, no, because the small key hasn't shown up. This might just be, you're supposed to walk all the way to the back of escape with the fire rod.
Yeah.
Kind of seed. Of course, there's just a glove in logic, but she doesn't know that. But yeah, that's a good find for her. She definitely has just now started learning dark rooms, so
right. I mean, which makes sense as a speedrunner, right?
Yeah.
You always just have the
all
lamp.
the speedruns have lamp except low percent all dungeons. It's the first item. You only skip it if you're forced to.
Yeah.
Apparently the shovel showed up. But I missed where. They both have it.
Yeah, I forgot.
Hype Cave, maybe?
Maybe. Somewhere in there. Low percent all dungeons isn't real. It can't hurt you.
When they were in desert, I was not paying attention to if there was an item here. The Twin is doing the whole Orphans Love Company thing and cleaning up some checks. Did that count as a muffin stash?
Maybe. I think we have to limit Muffin Stash to exclusively Sea House. Otherwise it'll get a little out of hand.
Sometimes you dash out of things just to give yourself a little more time to think about the item. Where's Gil going? Gil kind of looks like going to Swamp. This is interesting. I hope that he has a plan for Hera Basement. Because this could be a soft lock situation.
I mean, he might just be YOLOing it / not considering it.
Yeah, it could be.
It's enough a part of the meta, especially for us who are just learning this, of like, oh yeah, you're supposed to go through Mire, but you always just want to go through Hera instead. That until we really get punished by it, it's easy to not think of it as risky.
I'm also like less worried about this being risky and more worried about Gylgamesh just wasting time doing something that's probably behind your go mode item.
Right, yeah.
Because he only needs 2 items for go mode, and both of them can lock Swamp. One of them is very likely to be locking Swamp. Gylgamesh going for bomb clip, which is kind of tricky. This is usually how it goes with bomb clip. Is you have all these finicky little like 1 or 2 frame buffers, and it's either really fast or it's just you have to start over. Whereas dash clipping is usually you don't have to start over, but it usually takes longer if you're not confident with it. I saw him hesitate before unlocking that door, probably thinking about the consequences of everything he's doing here. Is Twin also doing the swamp? Oh my goodness.
I mean, I think a lot of this also probably comes back to it's the first unmentored race. Mm-hmm. I'm not sure what's supposed to be next here, but I know how to do this, and there's a bunch of stuff there.
Yeah, and it's fun. We're doing HMG. We want to do swamp. That's what we're here for.
Right, yeah.
Tourney has a little more incentive to be poking around in here because she's still missing a bow. I do think she's just forgetting about GT. This is a common thing for people, not just new people, but anyone. Doing swamp this way is forgetting that you don't actually have to like exit the dam.
Right, yeah.
Because exiting the dam is usually what you do after that, because you go back in your portal and you're in swamp, but there's no portal there. You can save and quit from inside, as long as the water is flooded. If Bombos is in Harem, we get a double forfeit. I think they'll just go to game 2 and 3, and if that ties, they'll go to game 4. Twin recognizes
Okay, good.
Yeah, she knows. Curious how much of Swamp Gylgamesh does.
I don't know enough about super tiles to know. Oh, but she's just going to go through
She's going to climb. Okay. Since you're already here, you might as well climb. That's actually pretty smart. It would probably save time doing this over hair potting again.
Yeah, especially if you're not super, 100% sure you'll get it first try.
So I'm 100% Twin's not going to do this, but if you wanted to be extra duper safe about your Mire medallion, and you didn't want to just save scum it, you could go in here in Hera State, do left side swamp, and because her blue pegs are down, she can do the whole thing without unlocking the door. She'll get an extra key out of it, and it'll refund. More likely, though, what they're both thinking is that they, Twin knows this, that there's a key in the front of Escape that she could just set up here at Steal for and get it back. It'll be a last resort. It's not going to be a double forfeit.
Right. It's slow, but if Bombos is in exactly Hera basement, you haven't created an unbeatable seed.
Shut up, ad. We're watching a clip. Nice clip. I think I've told Twin that I don't save time doing diver down here if I'm using bombs.
Yeah.
She probably takes that to mean she probably isn't either, which is probably correct. I think it's really hard to save time with the bomb diver down.
I also probably don't, and I'm gonna be totally honest with you, it never occurred to me that you didn't have to.
Yeah, you only have to do it if you're doing the hammerless strat, just to save what's supposed to be a triple dip of swamp, turning it into a double dip instead. Because you're supposed to go in, unlock the door, and then go in again, and then flood, and then go in again, and then backtrack.
Good Lord.
Yeah. So diver down's pretty important in this one. Gil doing a pretty shallow clear of swamp, not doing left side yet. see what Twin does. A little concerning that no sword has shown up, because Twin will probably never get the sword on Dig Game. Unless she gets into awful check-slip territory.
I mean, maybe on the way back to Meyer. Maybe. But
Maybe?
probably not, because on the way to Meyer, she's probably in go mode.
Correct.
Nice mushroom.
Do you turn that in? I don't know if I would.
I probably, like, to my... It's not good, but I have a tendency to, oh no, forgetting about the, that door's already open. That moment of panic of, oh god.
But the key's gone.
Did I spend it wrong? What happened? Yeah, I have a tendency to just chase fetch quests immediately.
Gylgamesh is in the fake dark world.
Oh no.
Has transitioned to the light world, and I think he meant to go to... I'm not even sure where he was going with that.
So that mirror must have been in Swamp, right? Because I see
mirror
in,
that's a good point.
Gil's inventory.
He didn't get it from GT. Did he?
I don't think so.
What's Twin doing?
He would have just...
Okay. Maybe she's just fixing something on her stream. I thought she was gonna save and quit out of here. Just lamp for Gil. Neither of them has actually visited. Has Gil done the front of Escape? Actually, no, I think he did the uncle.
I don't remember.
I could not tell you if he did all the way to Zelda's Cell. But I saw him in there with no keys.
I think he did. So does that just mean it's a small key in Dark Cross?
That would be ideal. They could go steal that very quickly for
the
inevitable medallion in Hair Basement. Gil is checking Music Kid, getting some time back to Twin. I'm probably going to clean up Desert and do the orphan checks he left behind. Maybe that's what Gil was doing. He was thinking about going to Desert after Swamp, and maybe because the cues were in the Dark World tile set, it was throwing him off. Twin is doing left side Swamp, which is probably not going to pay out, but it could. Could be Kane. I think we've confirmed that it's not going to be Medallion.
I don't think it. Yeah, I think it can't be.
I don't think we've even seen the Swamp Small yet. And it definitely can't be if the mirror was here. Gil, where is he going? I would have expected that to be Pod, but it doesn't appear to have been a Kiki attempt. Could be cleaning up Hookshot Cave. No, he's going to Pod, okay. Gil does not know Pet is dead.
Correct.
But we also don't know that Pod is dead because Twin left an item there. That's a nice dash off. That's the NMG showing. Yeah, both did Swamp out of logic. At least Twin had a bow to look for. I don't know if I would have endorsed Gylgamesh doing this with Kane and Medallion Go mode.
Yeah, we had one of my mentor races where you had to wave me off of Swamp 2 or 3 times in a row because I was like, oh, but what if it's just Swamp? And it hold on.
Was it?
We're in Ether Go mode.
Oh,
no,
yeah.
We're in Ether Go mode, and Meyer is Ether, and why would we ever go in there with... And I even had some friends ask me afterwards, like, why didn't you just go to Swamp? It's tricky to get that mindset of, like, yes, I have Mirror and Hammer and Hookshot. No, my Go mode item cannot be in Swamp.
It's okay. It kind of can be. You could justify doing a Go mode Swamp.
Yeah.
And only, like, looking at the first chest, because that's the one that can lead to the Meyer Medallion.
Right.
Both of them are having a little trouble. Twin's gonna go back to her standby, the NMG strat.
I get really stressed out by Bomber Down just because you only get one shot at it. Like per bomb, you only get one shot at it.
It's a kind of tricky set of inputs too. I have, when I do it, everyone laughs at me for this, but when I do it, there's a buffer I do that doesn't actually buffer anything. Like, I'm not changing inputs or anything in the buffer. I just have to pause there and I have to menu there because if I don't, it won't work.
Yeah.
I call it the little line of code that appears to do nothing, but when you delete it, everything breaks.
Right. Yeah. The bufferless buffer.
It's like a mind buffer.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. There was the mirror.
There's the mirror. Twin's probably tracking that. And maybe thinking about what it unlocks. She actually runs a map tracker too, so she'll be seeing the pyramid fairy light up. I prioritize that.
Mimic cave also.
She might actually walk out of here and do pyramid fairy because she knows how to do the swim. As long as she remembers to mirror.
We'll need to remember to mirror, yeah.
Now there's a key and you could steal into Hera. Not that you should, but you could go all the way to the back of Swamp and get that key. If you do Swamp right, you're pretty much always going to be able to leave a key behind for not soft walking your seed. You'll just last location instead, and it'll be bad, but it won't be like actually disastrous.
Right.
I just believe you thinking the same thing. The Pombos and basement backup key. Break in case of emergency. So I guess Gil will get his 2 keys here. Nice job using his last arrow on the one mimic that actually needs it instead of just muscle memorying the strat you do.
Yeah.
And then looking like an idiot. I'm real nervous for this pod. I hope if it is here, it's just on Helmasaur.
Yeah. Alright, hopefully this is GT for Twin.
I think Twin should be going to Ice Palace, but that's just me. But GT's good. GT's better.
Yeah, I mean, I was gonna say for most people, it's GT Ice with no cane is such a pain, but I'm sure it's how she's used to doing it. I'm sure. So.
Ice with no cane, yeah. Wait, why is that a problem?
I think it's just annoying.
Oh, Ice with no cane. Sorry, I was thinking of GT. Yeah, Ice with no cane sucks in Rando. Yeah. It's even when you're an energy runner, it still sucks because you're full clearing the dungeon. But you're right, the IPBJ itself isn't the problem. I don't think that's true for most runners. It's the way you have to route it. If she might take my advice and steal the key. I steal the key whenever I'm doing IPBJ. Or when I'm doing no hammer, no glove. Just thinking about it.
Avoiding that Bari hookshot room that's just a giant pain even when you do have the hookshot.
Stealing the key is just really good because you can also, if you want to be spicy, you can skip Pengator room and save a ton of time there too. Stealing the key means that you at least have a key. When you're guaranteed, oh my god, it was the cane in the back pod, that's so bad.
Oh
well,
no.
That's probably game for Twin.
That's so unfortunate.
That's so unfortunate.
She was there.
She was right there. She was touching the chest.
Yeah. If you're too far over to the left, it doesn't show up.
Had she just done GT first, she would have had the lamp. That's so unfortunate. Gylgamesh is still not in go mode though, so it's probably game, but it's not actually over yet because Gil still needs to find that. Could just be like somewhere really dumb, like Hera basement.
Yeah.
I always tell people not to be haunted by the checks they leave behind, but like we kind of want Twin to be haunted this time because it'll get her back to a couple things that would be really good for her and one thing she needs.
Yeah, and I think from the runner's perspective, it feels a little extra. It'll feel a little extra frustrating because it wasn't even a glitch thing that did it. But I would offer a reframe, right? Which is that like, hey, it wasn't a glitch thing that did it, right? Like you've clearly learned all these things, and it's just this one little niche piece of information, right? That like, hey, when you're in Dark Maze, that chest is actually offset from the wall a little bit, and you have to scooch right to get it.
Yeah, and when Twin watches this back, if she does, she'll learn how that works because that's a classic gotcha for learning dark rooms. Gil skipping EP big that was an item, wasn't it?
It was has to be.
It was 3 bombs. I'm wondering, I hope Gil doesn't think he's in go mode, because that would be actually terrible for him. Like mirroring out when you find the cane in back of pod makes sense.
Okay, well he got bailed out. The last item was...
But the big chest is an item too.
Oh, it is? Oh.
I saw Twin get it. It was bombs.
I'm
pretty sure. So I guess Ped's dead to him now. He could have gone for it, but I don't think you do now. When you have the cane, you have better things to do.
Yeah.
Decent chance that it's just cane locking Bombos in GT or TR.
Yeah.
But Gil's probably going to do ice next. Cane is kind of the last piece of the puzzle for making that good.
This will be interesting. Again, speaking of being the first first unmentored race. Oh.
He's going to Meyer. Does he think it's... Oh, well, at least he finds out soon. Maybe we're wrong. Maybe it's... I saw Bombos there. We're not wrong.
No, yeah, Malmo has it marked as Bombos.
The Twin isn't marked as Bombos, but I also saw it
sorry,
with my...
Malmo. Sorry, Twin.
Yeah,
sorry.
I marked it as Bombos too. I saw it with my eyes.
Yeah.
Did Gil look at this at all? Is he just assuming he has it because he hasn't done Meyer Shed yet? No, I saw him there.
He's been here, yeah.
He's been here.
Maybe he might have forgotten to check it.
Oh.
Yeah, he forgot to check it.
Well, at least he knows now. He left an item in Eastern, and that's going to haunt him. I guess we'll be cleaning up Desert here. Oh, that's a sinking feeling. Like, Twin doesn't know she's in trouble, but Gil does. because Gil like knows he left something behind in a crystal dungeon, something that your opponent definitely has. Whereas Twin can at least think, well, pendant pod, who's gonna do that anyway?
And also didn't climb GT, which is interesting.
Twin didn't climb GT. Oh, yeah, good point.
Which, I mean, it keeps her from the silvers, but...
That's fine. She doesn't need them.
Exactly. She doesn't
She'll
need
get them to go mode if they're free.
Right. And it potentially saves her a little bit of time of having to run back to the pyramid after the 7th crystal if the Bombos location ends up trolling enough to sort of even this up again.
If your GT clip is faster than walking to Ganon, it's hard to know if that's actually the case for most people.
Oh, yeah, fair point.
I think they're about even. I think she would go back to GT, yeah. So she's not even going to save time there. I think she's doing Ice now, taking the Mitts route. So it's probably faster than mirror wrapping. Though we would probably want to go in from the top and not the bottom. She's going the way she knows how. So I suppose Bombos could be here, but that wouldn't actually be good for Twin. Twin wants it to be somewhere terrible that Gylgamesh isn't going to do. I think Twin will steal the key. Oh, nope, she'll just go front to back.
Just going regularly.
Maybe she doesn't feel comfortable skipping Pangator Room, which
yeah.
I don't think doing the key steal is faster if you're not also skipping Pangator. Gylgamesh going for a flipper wrap despite having mirrors. Some people do like this better. It's significantly slower though.
Nice room from Twin there. I never set it up that way. You can always, like, the NMG runners always show themselves in that room with hitting the switch and blowing up the floor at the same time.
It's these, like, 3 rooms here that you just... I think rando players have probably gotten a little bit soft in these rooms. And the NMG runners have generally stayed sharp. And the IPBJ... Like, doing the IPBJ that way is such an NMG runner thing. Like, random players don't do that at all.
Yeah.
Gil's giving a little time to Twin here. I mean, look how much faster Twin got into ice just having the mitts. It's interesting that Gil didn't get the last item in pod, too. Like, those mitts are in pod.
Yeah.
He left. So if it's on the Smith chain, Twin isn't out.
Yeah.
You're not doing mittless Smith. Now it's both runners have to go back to an item they left in pod, and then who knows who's going to do that first. Gil probably first just because he has pedestal as an option. Twin doesn't have... Oh, right. Twin doesn't have a key. I hate this room, by the way. This is my least favorite room in the game. I totally feel Twin on this one. So she'll go up here and do the hookshot side.
I've been muted this whole time. I forgot I was on push to talk. I was mostly just agreeing with you.
Ah, I thought I could hear you agreeing with me. Maybe I'm imagining it. Well, that flute's probably not getting active.
Yeah, probably not at this point.
Twin might activate it. I like to activate it anytime I have the mitts. Not this late in the seed, but like if I'm about to do Smith Chain, I'll usually activate the flute because I think you get most of the time back. Same goes for turning a mushroom, which Gylgamesh doesn't need to do because mushroom will not lock Bombos, but Twin might.
Is Smith Chain the only thing in HMG that is hard locked by the mitts?
It's not even hard locked, but I think nobody in the Mentor tournament actually knows, except for Rob J. Beasley, how to do Mitsless Smith. There might be a couple who know how to do it with the bottle, but the one that you do with the mirror, I think there's only a couple people in the tournament who have done the speed run that used to do that.
Gotcha.
The bottle is more like the people who play multi-world will know that one. I can tell you Twin does not. She knows about it. I don't think she's going to pull it off. She has the mitts, but like if she didn't. I couldn't tell you about Gil. Speaking of Gil, did we see Graveyard Ledge and Kingston from him?
I don't remember. I'm not sure if he has a map tracker up on his stream. I could try to double check.
I think Gil just caught up to Twin just by virtue of having Kane. Because look, he's already in Cold Stare, but Twin was here a long time ago.
Yeah, Icebreaker is broken.
Icebreaker's really good.
Yeah. So Gil does have a map tracker up on his stream, and he does not have Graveyard Ledger Kingstoon checked off.
Ooh. I mean, they're nothing, but...
Right, but it could, you know... I think there's a handful of things that...
Yeah.
Yeah.
Twin is also at a serious sword disadvantage in this fight.
Yeah, it has definitely added up at this point.
I was hoping something would show up by now, but it just hasn't. She might do it with Smith Chain. Smith Chain is her out. She really needs Bombos to be there because that's the only way her leaving something behind in pod is going to be balanced by Gylgamesh also leaving behind something in pod. That was pretty good with the Fire Rod.
Yeah, well done. Alright, this might be GT right side cleanup.
I'd expect Turtle Rock for Gil. That's what I would do.
Oh, yeah, no, of course. You're right.
Turtle Rock and then GT. Those are very likely to just have Bombos in them, too. Like, Smith Chain is a huge for Twin, but it's not likely. It's only 2 items. Although I don't think Gylgamesh has done hammer pegs either.
Honestly, I'm going to do my best impression of Speed Gaming chat here and say I really hope it's in Hera Basement. I think that'd be really interesting.
It'd be interesting for sure. I would love to see both runners like figure that one out because I know both of them can. They're not going to double forfeit. Yeah, no, that's not just speed game. That would be an interesting thing to watch. It's not just a troll. And likewise, I like the idea of both of them left something different in pod that will lead to their go mode.
Yeah.
I think that's interesting too. Ooh, spy cave. That's something we didn't see. Twin, leaving behind GT, left a door open for spy cave to be done. Maybe that's what she was thinking.
Interesting that with all the stuff he has, Gil decided to just do TR from the front.
That is interesting. I think from him, this is actually good because he can do hookshot cave.
Yeah.
So you do front and you mirror out, and then you do hookshot cave and you do back. What's Twin up to here? She set up a mirror portal, so she's gonna go to back of escape. Sorry, front of escape and pyramid fairy, which Gylgamesh hasn't done. When does Gylgamesh get to pyramid?
Later. I think it goes on the pile of, you know, bad things that I don't want to have to think about right now.
Well, it's an out. We'll find out very soon if it's actually an out. It was open to being accessible with the red bomb, given the red crystals were Ice and Hera, both of them not locked by Meyer. Twin's gonna do a bunch of escape though, and that's not going to lead to anything. I think she knows she needs to hold up when she walks out of here. No, maybe she doesn't. Holding up will snap you. She could just mirror. Oh, she's not doing it because of the pyramid ledge. Her ticket to pyramid ledge is climbing GT. So that's fine. It's not truly orphaned. I guess this is definitely the big key here. He went through the middle, right? After doing the front.
I don't think so.
He just did front to middle.
I could have missed. I'm not sure.
I saw him do hookshot cave. He must have done middle.
Oh, then yes, he must have.
Oh, we had the big key from the front. Okay, yeah. I was watching Twin try and get out of Pyramid Fairy when that happened. Well, all the density in TR tends to be in the back.
This could, I mean, part of why this may have been attractive to Twin is setting up key rat steal and being able to check air basement.
Oh, interesting,
so
yeah.
that out still exists.
Well, she doesn't even need to do that because now she knows it's there. She can just grab it and go. No necessity to set up a steal. No need.
You don't need the small key to get into the basement?
Well, the small key is in the dark cross chest, so she could click to her basement and steal it directly from the chest.
And then mirror, yeah.
Yeah.
Got it.
That's what you hope for. I think she's hoping that that portal will get him back in. Maybe she might try it once. I'm not actually sure if it will or not. It might bonk. Nah, it bonks. She's not going to be able to get back to Pyramid Ledge. I think if she wants to do Pyramid, she needs to go through GT. Well, I was wrong. She figured it out.
Nice.
Hey, she even got in with a good camera. Nicely done. She could go to Hammer Pegs, but I think she probably wants to do that with Smith Jane. It wouldn't be faster to do it from here. So TR coming up empty for Gil. I'm gonna assume by Pix comment that Trinex has the compass. Twin will almost certainly do TR a different way. Oh yeah, Twin's gonna activate Flute. That's a good sign. That means she might do some MITS checks.
Yeah.
Come on, Smith Jane. What? Turn a mushroom? Alright. Well, we know this won't be it. Could be a sword, though. By the way, Twin's showing something here. This is how you do mushroom turn-in. This is the correct way to do it. You hold Y and just walk around the witch.
Interesting.
And it will turn in automatically just from holding Y.
I've never seen that before.
And it's not common knowledge that you can even walk around the witch like that. Maybe she'll get her sword from Dig Game here. And Chess Game.
Yeah, I mean, could be, right? You're here to do Smiths. Maybe you clean this stuff up. She just needs to remember to do Dig Game before she grabs the frog.
Yeah, she might also do Thieves Town, though. Just going to be a bummer because we know it's empty. I could see the logic of, I have Hammer now, and this is my chance to come back. So that's going to be a relief. The sword will be a disappointment. Gil's doing right side GT cleanup, which is what we predicted. Yeah, Twin recognizing you have to do Dig Game first, so that purple chest doesn't interfere with your ability to do it. It'll be a real quick one. Sword. For the full red.
I mean, at this point, right, if Bombos is not here...
Where's she going?
We've got a race again. Oh, where is she going?
Did she not do Stumpy? She did Stumpy. She didn't remember it. Maybe she didn't mark it on the tracker. Okay, hold your breath. That's here.
There it is.
That's go mode for Gylgamesh.
Right. And that's also basically the game, probably.
Game, yeah, that's game. Both of the outs that Twin had are now nothing.
Unfortunate, because like you said early on, right, there were a number of things Twin did that very well could have been advantages, and sometimes, you know, that's the rando
for
part
example,
of it, right? Like,
doing,
it just didn't work out.
I mean, the thing she did, she would have been the first to cane. And it was just that dark room behaving badly. The trick of opening chests in dark room that isn't obvious.
especially when you're doing something that's still new to you in a race situation, and yeah, it's just,
and you're nervous.
Yep, exactly.
I almost don't want to tell her what the cane was, but she'll want to know.
Yeah.
She already got the bad news about the sword. But she's doing the right thing here of pushing the advantage she does have. And this is the important thing about these races is to learn the correct lesson from them. And the wrong lesson to learn, and you'll say this, pigeon logic, don't learn next time I need to beeline to pendant pod when I already dipped it once, because last time I had the cane and I lost. That's not the correct lesson to learn from a seed like this.
Yeah, it's open the crack hack.
Twin's routing is perfectly fine in this.
Yeah.
I would question her. If I was her mentor, I would say don't go back to pod. It would not be even close to on the forefront of my mind. She'd be doing hair basement next. And then probably middle of TR. Climbing GT, of course. That would have been done a while ago.
Yeah.
Hair basement into TR, maybe.
Looks like she's going straight to TR though.
Godmire for Gil.
So, yeah, Godmire, nice.
Her clipping is really good. That Death Mountain climb.
Yeah.
Even the turning to the side and quick hopping, which is a habit that takes some time to build, did that perfectly. Oh yeah, Mimic Cave makes sense. It's like the one thing the mirror does.
Yeah.
Oh, well, it makes sense for her. Wouldn't have made sense for Gylgamesh. He would have known that this wasn't gonna have the medallion.
I mean, maybe. I definitely lose track of that stuff sometimes when I'm.
So Mirror was in Swamp.
Yeah.
So it's medallion locked. Gylgamesh did Mimic Clip or Mimic Cave.
That's what I'm saying, right? Like in the heat of all this, I will.
You don't remember where you got your mirror.
Lose track of stuff.
Yeah,
sometimes.
That's fine.
Yeah.
Like.
Yeah.
Remembering where you got things is next level tracking, anyway.
Yeah. I will try to, if I'm thinking about it at the time, I will, like, I'm more likely to remember it if I'm going into Swamp, actively thinking to myself, this is out of logic, everything I find in here is locked behind blah, 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 and then I have to, like, say the stuff out loud when I get it, you know?
Yeah, the other trick is if you have a map tracker, just don't track the item you have.
Yeah. Yeah.
Don't tell your tracker you have the mirror. And then it won't light up Mimic Cave. And it might be hard if you use your tracker to help menuing, but otherwise it'll help at least with routing. So all Gylgamesh has to do now is just fight Ganon. So this will be a good, considering you did all 3 pendants, or at least dived all 3, pretty good sub 2. I think Twin is just figuring out like how much more she can do in TR, and it seems to be none of it, so she's leaving.
Yeah.
Is this going to be the hair base?
unfortunate, right? She knows she only left one thing in pod.
Yeah.
It's just that
it's just so
perfectly reasonable
unlucky.
for that to be the last thing you go back to.
It's so unlucky that the thing she left in pod was the item and not the thing Gylgamesh left in pod. And also, like, that the next thing she did after pod was get the lamp. Granted, she got it behind the item she found in pod, but if she had done GT first, it would have played out very differently, because she would have had the glove and gotten the lamp before pod. But then you question, like, you know, does she actually go to pod? She has better things to do. Because now she can do ice, now she can do Eastern. Do you do pod?
I think I do pod last in this situation. It's the item that doesn't exist. GG's to Gil.
GG's.
Cross the bridge here.
Now, this isn't over. This is only game 1. It's our best of 3 matches, so Quinn could bring it back in game 2. And we've seen her gameplay is solid, so, like, she just has to have some of those gambles she took, or some of those orphans that Gylgamesh made, you know, to swing the other way, and that's all it takes.
Yeah. Gil crosses the bridge with a official race time of 1 hour, 40 minutes, and 58 seconds.
GG, Gil?
GG.
GG's.
That didn't feel very good.
That was, it was something, yeah.
I think the seed was that bad. My routing felt all over the damn place, though.
We were chatting. Twin was still looking for Kane, because when she went into pod, she thought she was lost in the dark room. We're pretty sure she was in front of the chest, but she didn't. She was a little too far to the left and thought she hadn't made it to it. Whereas you left behind the other glove in pod. So both of you left behind what could potentially have been. Yeah. So both of you left behind something that could potentially have been, you know, crucial, and it just.
I was just crossing my fingers, hoping that wasn't Bombos, because I had forgot. I completely blanked when I was first in the Mire area to check the medallion, and then as soon as I bailed on pod, I was like, oh wait, I might not actually be in go mode yet.
Yeah. GG's, Twin.
I can't hear you guys. Just a second.
I think everyone's Windows updated last night, and
mine did it the other day, yeah, and I had to reset all your sound settings
devices,
on OBS.
yeah.
Yep, thanks, computer.
There we go. Hello.
Hello, GG's.
GG.
Hey.
Hello, GG's.
Where was Bombos and Kane?
Oh, do you want the bad news?
Was it?
There's pod.
Son of a gun.
So just a little. I think probably what happened in there was you actually were on the chest, but when you're hugging the wall, it doesn't center you on the chest, so you have to like wiggle back and forth and be facing up, which is hard. It's annoying.
Yeah. Okay.
But it could have swung the other way, because as we were saying, Gylgamesh actually just mirrored out after that and didn't pick up the glove that was there.
Oh.
And so Smith Chain, you were actually doing Smith Chain while Gylgamesh found Bombos. Okay. And until that happened, we didn't know who was in the lead.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I wouldn't remember if Bombos wasn't slacked, because I was never getting... I was never getting those mitts at that point.
So if that was Bombos, where was Kane?
So that was Kane.
Kane was in pod. Bombos was in GT.
GT behind Kane.
Okay, I see. Okay. Well, GG's, Gil.
Yeah, GG's.
Yeah, execution on both sides was, Twin, your NMG really shows, right? Like
And
there's
also
a lot
your
of
glitches. Twin, your
Yeah.
glitches are on point.
yeah.
Oh, well, thank you.
I was just commenting on how when you do the Turtle Rock climb, the land bridge climb, how you were like turning and quick hopping, which is a pretty advanced habit. Like something I started doing like 2 weeks ago.
Gotcha. Well, yeah, you learn a glitch one way for a speed run, and you kind of don't want to deviate from that. So, yeah. Anyway, you do what's comfortable.
Yeah, and I hope next race also goes well for both of you. I think both of you at least played well. It was just kind of a weird rando situation. I hope it's not the item I left behind for both runners.
Yeah.
Someone has to come out ahead in that situation. That's just how both of you routed, leaving things behind. It wasn't just Pod. It was Zora for Gilgamesh, and Gil for Gilgamesh, Graveyard Ledge. I don't think that was.
Did Zora have anything?
No, but it was left behind.
Oh, yeah, I
Could have been.
if you look at my tracker right now, there are so many random green, like I was, if that Bombos was not in GT, I was in big time panic mode because I had so many one-offs that I left, which, like I said, I was not really thrilled with my routing this season, so I was just crossing my fingers and hoping that I wasn't going to need to go back to any of that stuff.
Yeah, so, I have one question. Did I do Swamp correctly?
You had Key Rat Steel available, so it was safe to do Swamp with the Hero Small. We were talking about how Meyer Medallion could have been in Hero Basement and what happens if there's a double forfeit, but because neither of you had spent the escape key, you actually both had an out for that.
Okay.
Also, you had Phelps room key if you really needed it.
Yeah, true, I did.
So it's mostly academic. Soft locking your seed that way, you can almost always get out of it.
Okay.
Doing it when you did it made sense because you're still looking for a bow. I was questioning Gilgamesh going in when Kane and Bombos were go mode, but that's just my opinion.
Oh, there was probably a lot of stuff that was questionable about what I did this season.
Kane could have been there, but Kane can also be behind 3 Meyer. So Kane could be locking one of the Meyer keys. And that could be locking all of Swamp.
Yeah, I don't really know glitched logic very well, so I was just kind of like, I know that it's different than regular rando, but I don't know the key logic for Swamp Meyer Hera very well, so I was
Swamp Meyer Hera is it's like PhD level key logic too.
I was just
Don't hit
doing
yourself
what
for
I
that.
knew was available and hoping it worked out.
You were right to. I think you were right to not do left side Swamp in there. Doing.
Yeah,
You
only
got
one
the
item
mirror.
is
Mirror's
worth
nice
it.
to have, and and you could still have found the key in the first chest, and the mirror be out there somewhere, and it's possible. So sometimes just having the information of whether it's possible, if that's locking Bombos or not, is worth doing. Oh yeah, any
Also,
other
big green square, go burr.
Yeah, go Burr. It's a crystal. ABCD.
Yeah.
I want to apologize for my Ice Palace routing. It was a mess, and I'm sorry.
You got somebody was I think Pix is pointing out that you actually just got the worst key layout for IPPJ, and that just happens sometimes.
Gotcha.
I think maybe if you want like feedback on that, I would have stolen the key because it cleans up the route a lot. It protects you against key logics like that or key layouts like that. You could have also skipped Pangatorun, but that's a personal decision.
Yeah. All right. Well, thank you so much.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun. We'll be sending everyone over to Spleeby when this is over.
GG's. Oh, it looks like we're rating already.
GG's.
Well, GG's to both runners, and look forward
Thanks
to
for
watching
the
game 2.
restream. I look forward to watching this back and seeing everything I did incorrectly.
Oh, it's fine. Everyone hits themselves over what they did wrong, but really both people are making mistakes in any given race. So even at the highest level.
Thanks again for
Make
the
sure to follow me at Dr. Weirworm. Sorry, a typo in the command. It's all good. Thanks so much for the restream picks. Sorry, I didn't realize we were like about to go when I said that.
Okay,
My
we are going to. So our next race is the same time
I gotta jump
on
off,
Friday.
but thanks for jumping in with me, Momo.
All right, good night.
Apparently, it was in that chest in pod that I missed.